Hi everybody, this is Gijs again with another review and I hope you are doing well. This time it's a review about a pair of snowshoes. No, of course not the antique ones, but the MSR Lightning Ascent ones. And I've been walking on them for about 5 days in this beautiful country of Switzerland. So if you want to know what my experiences are with these snowshoes, then you should definitely watch this video. Enjoy it! And welcome back to the review on the MSR Lightning Ascent Snowshoes. And you can hear the church bell on the background. It's been going on for about, I think, 10 minutes by now. It's exactly 11 o'clock. And this is definitely the sound that I hear a lot when I am in Switzerland. Now, if you are joining me again because you follow me already, I would like to say welcome back to my channel and many thanks for all your nice comments and also all your likes. If you're new to my channel, it might be polite to introduce myself. My name is Gijs. I am a Dutch outdoor gear and bike reviewer and I do my work totally independent. So that means that manufacturers are not paying me for my reviews. Now, if you like what I do at the end of this video, then please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, because with more subscribers I can make more videos. And if you do subscribe, then many thanks in advance. Now let's continue with the review itself. Like I said, I am in Switzerland and I am here because my brother-in-law, he lives in Zurich and he has got a very nice house also in the mountains of Val Lumnezia. And Val Lumnezia, it's a really special valley with a very special light, not only in summertime but also in wintertime. It's really magical. And that's why I like to go here. Thing is that, of course, because of the pandemic, I've not been here for about 2 years. So this is really for me the first time that I have been able to play in the snow again. And I really like this. And the good thing is that my brother-in-law, he's called Kempe, he came over as well. So we did a lot of snowshoeing for a couple of days. So we have got a lot of experience by now with the MSR Lightning Ascent. Now let me continue with these and let me get rid of these old ones. My brother-in-law, he has a sort of museum at home with a lot of old ski snowshoeing stuff because he really likes to collect basically old things. And he is a James Bond fan as well. He's got a huge collection on James Bond stuff. Now let me continue with the snowshoes and let me pick one. Of course, what you should know, and now the church bells are getting less and less. Snowshoes, they look very lot the same, but there is actually a left and a right. But more on that later. Now let me take one snowshoe, put that one there. The Lightning Ascent, it is available in a women's version and in a male version. And the male version is available in sizes 22, 25 and 30 inch. And the women's version is available in 22 and 25 inch. Now, regarding the weight, I think these are pretty lightweight. And the smallest women's size weighs 1.74 kilograms. I've been trying to figure out what the actual difference is between the women's and the male version, but as far as I can see from the specifications, the women's version in, let's say, the same length is about 2 centimeters more narrow. Now, why this is probably because of the women's shape. So that's the difference between the women's and the male version. The materials, they're all the same. Now let me continue with this one and I'll show you the bottom side because it's a bit more easy. The frame itself, it is made out of aluminium and that's why these snowshoes are pretty lightweight. The deck, I'll take the other side. There's this part all around it. That's basically the part that keeps you floating onto the snow. It's made out of a nylon that is coated with a TPU layer. Then, of course, these spikes, these are the points that really grab into the snow or on ice, or sometimes when the snow is not that thick, onto the dirt and the gravel and rocks. This is of course steel. The special thing about the MSR Lightning snowshoes, and I'm having these already for 2 years. But because of the lack of snow in the Netherlands for a long period, I was not able to test them in my home area. But the binding, it's not new anymore. It's now there for I think about 1.5 or maybe 2 years already. But it was new to me when I got them. And the Paragon binding is really a very, very user-friendly binding. Because the straps, they are very flexible. This hexagon webbing, which is on top, is also very flexible, even with colder temperatures. It was last year in wintertime that we had a small period of very low temperatures in the Netherlands, and I put them out in the snow at -15 degrees temperature, Celsius this is. I'll put the Fahrenheit somewhere in the screen as well. And in the morning, this was not frozen up whatsoever, so it stays really nice and flexible, which I think is absolutely good because that's user friendly. Also, the straps, they are sort of rubbery and grippy, and with bare hands or with really thick winter gloves, they are very, very usable. What I also do like is the fact that there's got these loops on the straps. They are really nice to pull onto, so that you can really tie the Paragon strap to your hiking shoe. And the Paragon binding, it's not only comfortable in putting them on, but it's also very comfortable if you walk on them. I've got the idea, but maybe this is just an idea, that the openness of this whole binding, it is very airy. So that means that if, for example, my Gore-Tex boots, I've got the idea that I've got more breathability than I've had in the past with other snowshoes that have a more plastical closed binding. That said, putting them on and taking them off, it's really child's play. It's that easy. My brother-in-law, he has a different kind of snowshoe, and he's always been working longer on putting his snowshoes on and off than with mine with the Paragon binding. Now, what I said about the left and the right, there is a left and a right, and basically in this case the R, it's written on the part where the middle of your foot goes, which I think is not too clever, because when you're snowshoeing and you're into the snow, and some snow will get into this, and especially the R, it gets filled with snow, and on the other one, of course, the L, what happens is that if you take them out of the snow, you have to clean them, and you have to find basically which one is left or right. Or you are very thoughtful and you put them off in a very nice, correct way, and you know immediately what is left and right. But I don't do this. I just kick them off basically and leave them there. It would have been, in my opinion, much cleverer if you just made the MSR right, put an R here and a left on that spot here as well. It's more visible. But that's basically the only thing that I can say on what is quite easy, in my opinion, for an improvement. Now, like I said, I've been hiking with my brother-in-law. I've been hiking all by myself on these snowshoes quite a lot. And I really like them. What I do like about them is that when you are going basically from a place where there is not yet snow, the 2 and 2 together, it's a really nice flat package. And also it fits really nice onto a backpack. Now, putting them on was easy. Now, how are they in the snow? Well, Val Lumnezia, where I've been, it's got a very nice mix between nice rolling mountains, steep hills or steep slopes. We've been trying it into deep snow, into powder, onto that snow with an icy layer on top. And in general, for 90%, I really do like the snowshoes. If you look at the side or at the bottom in total, you'll see all those teeth. They are really, really grippy. They have got a good grip on the snow when you're walking on a sort of slight slope, which is not too steep. Of course, when the slope gets steeper, what you can do, and that's what we do a lot to make hiking more easy, better for the balance, is just to take this heel support. Because what happens is, now you've got your shoe that is onto this part. And that means that your snowshoe and the angle basically between your leg and the snowshoe, when you're going uphill, you don't have to have a very big angle to overcome every time. So this is really much more energy saving. And this flicks very easily up and down. And also when you can pull them also up with a trekking pole, but putting them down, it's very easy to do with a trekking pole. So these are very convenient in use as well. What is also important is if you're going down the hill, down a slope, if they are still grippy enough. And I've noticed that they are grippy enough. And when you've got this really nice virgin snow and a thick layer, you can really make nice jumps or almost skate off the hill basically. And that makes life not only very funny, but also energy friendly. You don't have to use a lot of energy because it will float onto the snow and you will glide down more easily instead of doing every pace. You can take really, it's like walking on the moon probably. Now, one other thing which is of course important is that if you are traversing a steep hill, how basically the grip on the sides is. And this is where I think the Lightning Ascent is not that good. Because what I noticed is that when you've got a hill that is a slope like this, and you put the snowshoes into it, the bottom, it's quite sort of flexible. So you can't get always the snowshoe into the snow in the correct angle, which is comfortable. And also that the side support or the grip on the side, especially when snow is getting a little bit more icy, it is not that great. My brother-in-law, he has a pair of snowshoes with these steel teeth underneath it, and they were far more grippy onto those circumstances. So for going uphill, it's a fine snowshoe. For going downhill, it's a fine snowshoe. For walking sort of levelish, it's a fine snowshoe. But for long traverses, well, it could be a little bit better, I think. Now, what I do like about MSR is that they built them, for as far as I know, in the US. I'm not totally sure if everything is also, every part is made in the US. Might be some imported goods, I'm not sure about this. But that they do the production for the US in the US, and that they do the production for Europe in Ireland, if I'm correct. So it doesn't have to travel, let's say, a long way as a product, and that's somehow sort of sustainable. Sustainable is also the deliverance of parts. So if you break something, that you can replace it. And I've been talking to MSR because the website is not that open on it. But they've got the straps, they've got the deck, they've got the Paragon blading in total, if you would like to replace it. So this is all available, and that is of course good. That is of course good for the longevity of a product. What I did not show you yet is that it's also very easy to remove the parts, because you know you can just take this off. It's like a flick system, and then you take the Paragon blinding off if you want to clean it, for example, if there's a lot of mud in this. And it's also very easy to attach again. Now, this is what I wanted to share with you on the MSR snowshoes. And now it's time for my verdict. How do I rate the MSR Lightning Ascent snowshoes? Well, in the first place, I think it's absolutely fabulous that they make women's and men's versions, and in a quite wide range in sizes as well. I like the weight because they are really lightweight. So if you have to carry them on a backpack, it's not a problem. And on my feet, I don't notice them basically. What I also do love is the Paragon binding. It's absolutely user-friendly. It is super comfortable. And in my opinion, it's one of the best bindings that I've had on snowshoes since I've been using snowshoes. I also like the overall performance of the Lightning Ascent snowshoes. It doesn't really matter if you're going uphill, downhill, they have always got enough grip. Also, if you are into really powdery snow, if you've got the right size, for me, they have got a nice floating capability, so you don't get into the snow too deep. Of course, it sometimes happens that you go into knee deep or even waist deep, but in general, it doesn't happen. So I overall like the snowshoes a lot, except for one thing, that if you're traversing on a steep slope, then I think the grip on the side could be a bit better. Now, if you would like to have a little bit more flotation, then you can buy additional tails for these snowshoes. They're available for all sizes, so that's a positive thing as well. Now let's talk about price. The MSR Lightning Ascent retail in Europe for 370 euros and in the US for $349.95. And that is quite a lot of money, but I still think that because I like them for 90%, well, they're still worth this kind of money. But because of the side grip or the lack of side grip, I don't give them the full rating, and therefore I rate the MSR Lightning Ascent at 8.9 points out of 10 total. Now, I really hope you liked this review, and if you did, then please give it a like and leave a comment below. And also, if you've got any questions, remarks, suggestions, please use the comment section, because I'm more than happy to answer everything that you can throw at me. Now, if you subscribed already, then please don't forget to hit the alarm bell so you know when I uploaded a new video. Now, if you're not totally convinced after seeing this review, then please take a look at my outdoor gear favorite playlist up here and have a look at that and see what else I do. And if you like what I do, then please subscribe to my channel anyway. Now, for this moment, I would like to say thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you the next time. And that one will probably be not in the snow anymore, but just back in the Netherlands or maybe somewhere in Sweden. Hope to see you the next time. Enjoy the outdoors and stay safe. Ciao, ciao! And what I can tell you now is that that foot is totally sleeping. Ouch. Where's my coffee? Switzerland. Oh, there's one reason why I did not put this all in the snow, because that you might be wondering. Because if I put this in the total snow, I didn't bring all the ND filters for my cameras with me, and the cameras just don't handle all the snow. Trick, forgot about it, stupid. Cheers.